we want to see what's people's needs first, and then we see how we can use different technology to complement people's well-being and happiness in the longer term. So that's what we are doing. We increasingly realize that when we try to build the future smart city, the key shouldn't be lying on what kind of fancy technology we have got at that moment of time. Instead, we should go back to the very fundamentals of the purpose of cities, how we can serve our citizens better, what are their fundamental needs, and how to make them more happy, enjoyable, and inclusive at scale, using the power of different emerging technology, whether it's artificial intelligence, or it can be digital twins, or Metaverse, which is very popular last year, but now we seem to talking more in the sense of digital twins, and maybe quantum technologies, etc. I think for any kind of like a digital twin, whether we call it digital twin, or we call it visualization, or we call it different like building information modeling, BIM, etc. The name doesn't really matter because digital twin has been there since like the 1960s for more than 50 years already. And what's really need to be addressed here is functionality. How can we allow people to identify the most effective use case of using digital twin, not only by government say we want to simulate the whole city of Barcelona and we want to see how we can utilize that for better urban planning of the future, but maybe from like a citizen-centric perspective, how can each of us using that tool and say if we consume more responsibly and ensure we never waste any food, and maybe we try to recycle more, how that's going to impact on the longer term climate impact of our city in Barcelona? Is it going to maybe delay the global warming, especially in the city, by 0.5 degrees Celsius in the next 5 years? If we can all doing that jointly, I think that can be very powerful. The energy consumption of training AI is actually quite significant. There has been like a research conducted by the University of Massachusetts, and they're looking at training large language model is producing 5 times the carbon emission than the lifetime carbon emission of American car, and more than 200 times round trip between New York and San Francisco. And this kind of conversation is not really taking place. Everyone's talking about how they are worried that their citizens will have their jobs automated by AI. And we need to ensure AI didn't become slightly more smarter than human beings. I think those conversations are very important. But at the same time, consider the weather is getting so hot every single year, everywhere around the world. Maybe we can also pay a little bit more attention on how we address the issue of AI and sustainability, because AI can be used to, better mitigate climate change, but also at the same time, it will also consume a lot of computing power with data center emission large amount of heat. So how can we make a balance? Because any kind of technology, whether they are popular or not, we need to make a balance to ensure we maximize its best possible potential for all human beings and minimize risk so that we will have a really sustainable, inclusive, and participatory, beautiful city for all of our citizens of the world. I want cities can provide the best training and education opportunities to our younger generation, so they are not worried about we are going to live in a world where automation will cause mass unemployment issue. But instead, maybe we can start to teach them how to live in harmonies with robots and how we can utilize AI to allow us to pursue noble purpose rather than just become really hardworking every day without the ability to appreciate the beauty of life, and especially in line with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, how you can contribute more to a better society as individual, collectively. So that will be my dream.